Good evening and welcome to another pub snack edition of Dis After Dark. I'm Nick.
I'm Paul D.
I'm Paul W.
And I'm the talented Mr. Ripley.
What I love is we've got to the stage now where we do that English thing of waiting politely in turn.
Me and Mr. D didn't last week.
Well, yeah,
No.
it was, but you know that's what I mean. We kind of learn from these things, and it's good. Anyway, as you should know by now, these are the supposedly smaller episodes, hence the term pub snack edition of Dis After Dark, where we've been talking about results, and we're getting towards the end, guys. So I don't know if that's good news or bad news. Maybe the episodes will actually be bite-sized from now on, rather than the same length as every other Dis After Dark that we do. Who knows? But now we're whittling it down. It should become a little bit more clearer and a bit more focused, which is not.
I think it's been table service up till now, and tonight's going to be a quick
count.
service meal, and then at the end it'll be a snack.
Nice, I get it.
And through the whole thing, I've got my refillable mug.
Now, just before we do crack on, and it's not very often that we put on like the serious face or serious hat, I don't know what it is we wear. But just before we started this show tonight, we got word that the creator of this podcast, really, Mr. Boniface, lost his dad, and you know, our thoughts are with him at this time. I can't say that I knew him myself. I didn't. But if he was half the man that Paul is, then you know he would have been wonderful. So all of our thoughts go out to you, Paul. Hopefully you're listening to this, and hopefully if you are, that we can try and bring a bit of joy to your face. So yeah, thoughts with you, mate, and we're here if you need us.
Yep, well said, Nick.
Yep.
Anyway, that's obviously the serious bit out of the way, and now we're going to do our usual behaving like children, I suppose, for the next however long. But first of all, to kick off the show, we're going to go and reveal the results from our last round of results. Mr. Ripley, you're so talented. Do you just want to run through those results and knock yourself out? Why don't you tell them the results as well?
Okie dokie. Right. Last time we had Disney's Contemporary Resort, the Beach Club Villas, the Villas at the Grand Floridian, and Disney's Old Key West Resort.
Flynn, as you can hear, is not very happy about something. I'm not sure if he was trying to tell us which one he was voting for, but unfortunately, Flynn, you can't vote your dog. So
he wanted the ground flow, I think.
He's complaining because the pet centre wasn't included.
Understandable.
Yeah, talking of the ground flow, do you see who checked in there today?
Well, let's talk about that in a second.
Okay.
But, yeah,
right,
I mean, no. I'm glad you said it because I would have forgotten that actually, and that's pretty key on this show actually. Yes, results.
Right, Contemporary got 33%. None of us voted for the Contemporary. I don't mind the Contemporary; it's a good location, but the public put it through. The Beach Club Villas got 14%. Grand Flow Villas got 1%. And Disney's Old Key West Resort got 52%. So Old Key West Contemporary goes straight through.
Over half.
What a discerning public that is.
Well, I think so. No messing about there. So the Grand Flow didn't get through.
No, the Villas did not.
No, but I'm guessing that the Villas could be where certain people might have been staying this weekend.
Oh, it's not. It's next door, but yeah.
Okay. Well, I just thought it's a bit posher, so I just assumed it would be.
Well, maybe they are at the Villas. I don't know.
Well, they're definitely at the Grand Flow.
Yeah.
Do you have a roll call of who's been there? I've only got a few names and a few photos.
Well, so far, Prince Harry, Morgan Freeman, George W. Bush and his wife, and Michelle Obama.
It sounds like an episode of Spitting Image. Does it really? I mean, what an odd collection of people.
Oh, can you imagine them all gathering at the concierge desk in the morning to get their breakfast?
No.
Or catching the boat or the monorail would be even better.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love that. I would love that. That would be a sight. So I don't understand why the only son of Charles that isn't the son of Charles is there and not the one that actually is. Is that too tsunami? Is that a little bit? Yeah. Okay. Tough crowd.
There goes the knighthood.
Am I right? Yeah. No, because it was on the cards. It was. Me and Queenie. By the way, if anyone likes tap, and obviously that must be all of us because we've all probably bought some Disney tat at some point. You can now buy I don't know if it was 2.5 or 3 foot high Queen gnome in Asda. I don't know if Walmart, but definitely Asda. It's a gnome of the Queen, and you can also buy a smaller corgi to go with this as well. So those that want to celebrate her birthday this year, that's where you can buy your Queen tat.
And just to let you all know, our sponsorship's moved from Sainsbury's to Asda now.
Well, they were making life taste better, and Asda has that as the price bum pat thing, and they're owned by Walmart, so they rule everyone anyway, don't they? Secretly.
Yeah.
Am I right in thinking it was for the Invictus Games?
It is, yeah.
I'm still not actually sure what that is.
It's a bit like the Olympics for disabled service men and women, I believe.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, because I knew it wasn't the Paralympics because that's the Paralympics. But right, okay, that makes sense.
It's taking place in Wide World of Sports, I believe.
Yes, it is. Yeah. I didn't actually know it, which is quite bad, really, isn't it? That something that big, that major is taking place on Disney property, but there you go. So yes, there's a few people have had a few sneaky snaps of those people, and so get yourself down to the Grand Flow, just not in this competition. So that was the last round of heats last week.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah.
So now we're on to quarterfinals, semi-finals,
Quarters.
Quarters, yeah.
Although, hang on, how many quarters are we having?
2.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, something's not adding up here. Now I didn't pass GCSE maths, however, even I can say this is a bit suspect.
It's like a Hunger Games thing. It's like the quarter semi-quals, we'll call it.
That's it.
And then nobody really knows what that means.
I only watched the first one. That was enough. I'd rather watch Battle Royale again. Which, by the way, if you've never seen Battle Royale, has nothing to do with Burger King.
No, definitely
Again,
not.
not someone that's sponsoring this show. Right, so the 7. So how are we doing this? Are we doing the 7 names and picking out a few of those to round off, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you seem to know more about this than I do. Have you got a rhyme or reason to this, or should I just pretend that I know what I'm doing?
No, you go for it.
Okay. Well, so obviously these are the results that won, like their respective heats, or at least got enough votes to go through to this quarter, not semi, not quarter, but semi, but quarter thing that we're going through. So those to recap were Disney's Wilderness Lodge, Disney's BoardWalk Villas, Disney's Contemporary Resort, Disney's Polynesian Resort French Quarter, Disney's Polynesian Village Resort, Bay Lake Tower at Disney's Contemporary Resort, and Disney's Pop Century Resort. A lot of Disney's in there.
Yeah.
Surprisingly. I suppose the thing is, because we've obviously been doing this over different weeks, and obviously different heats have had different results, I didn't realise that the Contemporary's gone through with both their opportunities, which I think is quite interesting, because even Port Orleans didn't manage that one.
Yeah.
Although we put Port Orleans against itself, didn't we? So
Yeah,
that's possibly why. Right. So should we take the top? Not the top three. That's in no particular order, by the way. I should have said that. It's a Dermot O'Leary mistake to make by me. That's just a random order. That's not the number of votes they got or anything like that. That's just an order we did. So should we take the first three for this week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Perfect. Good. So the first one then in that order was Disney's Wilderness Lodge.
Okay.
So
Deluxe Resort.
So it's Deluxe Resort. It's gone through. So it's obviously popular. How popular? We don't know. Well, we do know, but we're not talking about it. So it's here. It's made it through. We've talked about it. What do we think? Do we think we've heard enough to deem it a worthy winner, worthy of its place, or are we still showing some signs of uncertainty?
If we all picked one good thing about it in its favour, what would that be?
Boats to the Magic Kingdom
Okay.
would be my big point for it.
I'm going to say dining. It's got a couple of good dining options. Got Artist Point, which is a signature. Whispering Canyons Cafe, which is a bit of fun. There's a couple of other options as well. There's a lounge. Forget the name of it now, but there's a lounge as well where you can eat.
It's a lounge.
Yeah.
Roaring Fork,
That's the one. That's the one.
Is it Roaring Fork?
I think so. Yeah.
What was the Whispering one?
Whispering Canyons. That's the table service restaurant.
Ah, I know that. I know I'd heard that somewhere.
That's the funny one, isn't it?
Yeah. Don't ask for the ketchup, or ask for the ketchup, but don't be surprised when you get a lot of ketchup.
I would, in that case, because I mean, I think the boats and the restaurant. The restaurants, the eating places were ones that we did kind of harp on quite a lot about at the time. I like the entrance. Not the entrance, like the
Lobby.
the feature, the outside feature.
The waterfall
Yes.
type thing. Yeah,
Yes.
and the geysers outside as well, aren't there?
Yes. Yeah, I couldn't really. Yeah, waterfall's probably the easiest way of describing it. I was struggling a little bit, but yes. Yeah, I would, because to me it's something that you don't. It sets it out from other resorts.
Yeah.
And it may not be a big thing, but to me, when you go, and this is obviously different, but if you go down the Vegas Strip, it's those things outside the hotels that draw you in. It's like
the women with the coupons.
You had women's with coupons. I just had blokes.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely wasn't going for that. But like things like the Bellagio, obviously, I would say the Wilderness Lodge owes a bit of gratitude to the volcano at the Mirage. But it's those things that draw you in. And, I mean, as great as the Disney resorts are in terms of theming, they don't have, and they don't need to really have, those kind of things that you get at places like that. So the fact that this one does have one, I think, makes it stand out. But that's
Any negatives?
It's soon to have a huge extension, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they're.
Oh, so what was that?
Oh, Paul was going to tell us something important then and disappeared.
Nick, you didn't hit the trapdoor button again, did you?
Was I not supposed to?
No.
Oh.
No.
I think someone was going to say something negative about DVC and Disney just cut him off.
Yeah.
That could be what's happened. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time. Let's be honest. The censorship police. Well, I hope it wasn't too important.
Yeah, big extension.
A lot of fans, they compare it to Disney's Californian Lodge over on the other coast because they're meant to be sister resorts.
Yeah, it's a sort of similar theme, isn't it? Lots of logs and.
But then you could compare it to what's the one in Disneyland Paris?
Yeah, Cheyenne, Sequoia.
Yeah.
Bless you.
All three are pretty similar in theme, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to see.
No real negatives then, I don't think.
There is
Cost
Yeah.
maybe.
cost,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
it's
good
also
point.
not on the monorail.
Yeah, compared to say like one of the like the contemporary.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good shout. Okay. BoardWalk?
BoardWalk Villas. Not that necessarily makes too. I mean, it obviously does make difference, but hang on, Mr. Washington.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, here he is.
Hey.
Hey.
I managed to lean on the mute button to start with. Then it threw me out.
What was you going to tell us, Paul?
Yeah, we was all on tenterhooks.
They're actually working on it at the moment at the Wilderness Lodge. It does give you a warning if you try and book. It tells you that they are working on it at the moment.
I mean, obviously it's good that they do that. Obviously it is, but surely they should be offering some kind of discount. Like, I don't understand. You know, to me, just saying, "Oh, there's some work's going on," isn't enough. I mean, sure, you might book somewhere else,
it's
but
the second cheapest one anyway of the deluxe resorts. It's not overly expensive when you compare it to some of the others. There's only the Animal Kingdom Lodge that's cheaper.
So going on the tradition of Dis After Dark, well done, by the way, by leaning on your mute button, because you've now made me look like a right tit. In the grand tradition of this show, we've talked nonsense because I said cost as a negative. Well, actually, cost is probably a positive because it's cheaper than some of the other deluxes.
Yeah,
Compared to the other deluxes, yeah.
Yeah.
Scrap that, reverse it. Okay. We was just about to start on Disney's BoardWalk Villas. So, just because obviously you might get cut off first again, Paul, if you want to start with a positive or your view.
I think my point for that, the walk to Epcot, it's right there, literally 5 minutes walk. So for me, that's its big selling point.
Yeah. I suppose the only thing I would add is lots of other stuff around, so lots of restaurants around the boardwalk's quite a nice atmosphere. You got mini golf and things like that, so yeah, choice of other amenities, I guess.
Isn't that what you win in a Big Brother task? So you can't be chucked out.
I don't watch Big Brother. What other amenities?
Yeah, so immunities. For me, and I think this is the key, and this is why I wanted to say villas, not the boardwalk itself. To me, I actually think the villas, the look of the villas themselves. So going back to kind of what I was saying with the lodge, the actual look of the villas is to me something a bit special. Very unique look to them.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you probably get more space as well.
Possibly, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to really get like a floor plan for a lot of these places. So I don't know. To be fair, it does say in the description of the BoardWalk that they do feature larger multi-bedroom suites.
Yeah, because isn't it? I mean, I think Old Key West was the first DVC, but wasn't BoardWalk the second one? And the older ones, I think, tend to be the bigger rooms, bigger square footage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unofficial guide is your friend if you want floor plans. Just saying, Len. Sponsor us.
And of course, you know, that's probably a good point to mention. We have our own sponsors.
Do we?
We do indeed.
Who would that be?
Well, one of them, and I think I'm right in doing this one, is our good friend Logan. Not just him himself, obviously, but his podcast. One of his podcasts, we talked about the other one last week, which is Walt Disney World Today. Also known as WDW Today.
Never heard of it.
You haven't heard of it? Well, sir, let me fill you in, as Craig David once said about a lady. It is the longest running. What? We don't talk about... It's a Disney podcast. Why can't we talk about Craig David? It's the longest running Disney Parks podcast. 10 years. Well, that says years here, but that's going to be a typo. And nearing 15,000 episodes. I blame Craig for that. It was rebooted early this year, January to be exact, with new cast, such as Logan, new segments, and guests, like Dick Van Dyke, which they still haven't played. The house band is Off Kilter, formerly of Epcot.
It's not a CD.
Not a CD. Didn't
Very
steal out
much
the
live
till.
in the studio.
Very much live in the show. Didn't steal from the till, and I think could be joined by another band soon, because on the new band that replaced Off Kilter getting the sack from the Canadian Pavilion.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. I mean, of course, at the moment, they're still there, as far as we know, and they're not on WW Today, so who cares? If you don't already subscribe to WW Today, first of all, why not? But you can do so, if you wish, by going to iTunes, searching for WDW Today, or you could go to wdwtoday.com. They're proud to support Dis After Dark. I'm glad they are, because sometimes I'm not even proud to be on the show. So let's be glad for that.
Yeah.
It gives me hope that if somebody else likes this show, other than the people speaking on it right now, that there's an audience for it, and that's good.
Oh yeah.
And you know, WW Today's got to be one of the biggest Walt Disney World podcasts in the world. What better partner than Europe's biggest Disney podcast? That's WW.
Well said.
Yeah. God, I'm in the wrong job, and I should be on like Price Drop TV or something. I mean, I would have said QVC, but that's well too above my my quota.
I don't know. You could sell candles or something on QVC.
I could probably sell candles and full candles.
Yours.
Yes. Anyway, I think we was going to get Mr. Ripley's good point about the villas.
I mean, the villas themselves, I haven't stayed in. I have stayed at the BoardWalk, but it's. I think I'll just have to go with proximity. It's just so close to everything.
Yeah.
You know, it just wins hands down for that.
Does it share the same pool as the BoardWalk? Because that would be the only negative. It's a clown pool. Don't like clowns.
I don't know. Let me check.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah, isn't the slide a clown's mouth?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's definitely. It's like
That-
a horror movie waiting to
right.
happen.
So when we talked about the BoardWalk, and I said that I never knew it existed when I was on property, and the first I knew of it was a Vinylmation. That was the Vinylmation.
The clown.
It was the clown slide.
Ah.
They do have a quiet pool, but it's not DVC only.
I'll tell you what. Do you know what we don't have on this show?
What? Clowns?
Quiet pool.
A quiet pool.
Quite Paul.
Well, except when they mute themselves.
Actually, I've got two.
There's one
Because
quiet pool.
Paul this week muted himself, and last week I pushed my headset up to the top of my head and talked away
That is
merrily.
true. That was great.
5
I was
minutes,
like, I
yeah.
can almost make out.
So you got two quiet pools.
Yes. And obviously, Mr. Boniface is a quiet pool because he's not been on the show for quite a while. So
He's our silent
we've heard
partner.
him. He is very much so. Yeah, he'll chuck me off soon. He'll probably listen to this and realise what have I left? Who I left in charge? What a silly move. Yes. So bad things to do with the BoardWalk.
Just that pool.
Fair enough.
Creeps me out.
Yeah, I get it. If you don't like clowns, understandable. I think some people don't like jelly rolls. I think it can be a bit of a Marmite venue. I wonder if that might be something.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess it's a little bit off to the side there. It's a choice, you know. What eating places have you got at the BoardWalk? You got Flying Fish Cafe, which is supposed to be good.
Well, you got a place that I'm sure Craig Lucas is gutted to not be talking about tonight, and of course that's the Creamery, soon to be opened.
Yeah, the new ice cream place. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He'll be splurting out about it when it opens, I'm sure.
Yeah.
He does love a creamery.
On one of his many trips.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got trips booked until 2020, I think.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I thought we was gonna talk about this privately, but I don't know if you, Chris, you weren't here for negotiation
No.
before we started recording, but we looked. Well, I looked at the booking made for 2019
By Craig, yeah.
by Craig. I did some quick maths. Other than Mr. D, who we decided his kids are by that year too old and able to afford to pay for themselves, it's a perfect number for our families.
So we reckon that Craig's gone and booked us a villa. It's a surprise. Don't say anything.
Yeah. So we didn't want to talk about it too publicly.
Yeah.
But luckily, because this is the bite size, not many people listen to this anyway. So hopefully, but yeah. So I think that's what he's done.
Yeah. Well, I choked up when I heard about it. I'm so touched by it.
Yeah.
Such a great gesture.
I did.
And
yeah.
just in time for Star Wars Land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why he's done
Oh,
it.
he thinks of everything, doesn't he?
I know.
I mean, of course, by that year, Avatar Land would still not have been opened, but Star Wars Land possibly.
Hopefully, Avatar will be closed by then.
Yeah, but the thing
Be
is,
rebranded.
as much as I'd like that to be true, there's no point. The Tron coaster doesn't deserve to be in Animal Kingdom either. So, I don't care too much.
Oh, they can still use the neon stuff from Avatar for a Tron coaster.
That is true. And by the way, as a side note, you've probably seen I've posted about 20,000 videos of the Tron coaster this weekend because it's been soft opening in Shanghai. So if you haven't seen it yet, if you have a look on our Facebook page, which of course Mr. D is, Facebook.com/Dis After Dark. I love it when he's on time.
All right. Look, sorry.
I couldn't make it any clearer.
I was thinking, sorry, I just didn't get it.
No, that's okay.
Facebook.com/Dis After Dark.
Just said that.
Better late than never. Or maybe
and
not.
also on our Twitter feed at Dis After Dark.
And disafterdark.blogspot.co.uk. He said, trying to recover something out of this mess.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing about the Tron coaster on that website, but hey,
yeah,
we did it for other stuff. Yeah, maybe if I get round to it. Either way, it just needs to go in Disney parks, full stop. Maybe that's what they need to put in the BoardWalk Villas for it to win. Who knows?
Would be good.
Yeah. Right. So
when Craig takes us in 2019, he's a Virgin train driver. Do you think he gets Virgin tickets for the airline as well?
I don't think Craig's Virgin anything.
We'll be going
Virgin on, maybe.
Yeah, that is the only thing that's Virgin about him.
Virgin on the creamery.
Do you think we'll be going premium economy or upper class? What do you think?
Well, Craig needs a legroom.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he's a tall lad.
Yep.
Isn't he?
Excellent.
So,
Can't wait.
I don't mind. I'll go in hold.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'll certainly put the kids in hold. I don't mind that. Anyway, so that leads us even to the last result for this week, which is the Contemporary.
Okay, another deluxe.
So we've talked about the Contemporary before, in fact, very recently. And I'd say probably out of those three, probably had the most mixed reaction from ourselves here. But it's a classic, isn't it? And I think it has obviously some very good points. It does also have a few negatives. So let's obviously focus first of all with those positives. Who wants to go first? Excellent, I'll go first. So the location.
Right.
I mean, it's got to be its number one selling point, hasn't it? Really, you can't stay much nearer unless you book the night at the castle.
Yeah,
which I think will cost a bit more than staying at the Contemporary. How much the wedding? Was the wedding 37,000? You can now get married at Cinderella's castle, can't you?
It was more than that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was about Was it $75,000?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 37 grand. No, I wish the exchange rate was like that. Yeah, I mean it's a lot anyway. A lot more than probably standard contemporary. So if you want to stay as close as possible to the magic, but don't want to go for the wedding package at the castle, then the contemporary is probably your best bet, in my opinion.
Well, it's on the monorail. I mean, the opposite of the wilderness, I guess. It's on the monorail link as well.
It is on the monorail link. Yep.
I think for me, it's the views of the theme park. I know that kind of links into the location, but you can see all of Tomorrowland and everything in front of it. I think that's another great selling point that they've got.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
Downside, Grand Floridian gets Obama, Prince Harry. Polynesian used to get John Lennon. What did the contemporary get? Tricky Dicky.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true. But also has, of course, the restaurant we talked about quite often in this show, and that is the California Grill.
This is true. And Chef Mickey's.
And Chef Mickey's. Yes.
And the Wave, but I've never been there.
No, has anyone been to the Wave? Did we talk about it?
Yeah, I love the Wave.
Cooey! It's the Wave. or, of course, we can go back to talk about a Queen again if you want. She's got a nice wave.
The Royal Wave.
The Royal Wave. Yes.
Any other negatives? I mean, I guess some people think it's a bit dated, don't they? I don't think so. I think that's just the style. I like that retro sci-fi style, but...
Well, you said, Chris, that it wasn't so much just the style, was it? It was just the overall feel of the room.
Yeah, it was a bit... One of the room... We've stayed in it a couple of times. It was the last time we went, it was a bit dusty. It was a bit tired. Probably do a bit of a refresh. An interesting fact, listening to one of Jim Hill's podcasts recently, he was saying that this place has the most number of suicides attached to it.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense, I suppose, because you could probably just jump off the middle.
They've got a special tent or something they bring out on lockdown.
It's a bit cheery.
Yeah.
Though I was there once, and in that central atrium area, at the very top, they got like a glazed skylight, and one of those panes of glass had fallen out.
Holy crap.
So if you're not jumping, it might be the glass above that's trying to get you.
Yeah, we all know from the Omen that's not a good thing to happen.
Yeah.
That was the Omen, wasn't it, with the pane of glass?
Yeah.
You know when you haven't watched something, but you feel you've watched something. Yeah.
Have you ever seen The Omen? Nah. That's good.
Not all the way through, just various bits and pieces. I thought I'd seen that bit, as I obviously had. Yeah. And of course, price. You know, being that close to Magic isn't cheap. So I suppose it's got that against it as well.
Also, there's a weird fluke with the Contemporary. It's difficult for British people to book the Contemporary. Have you ever heard this?
No. Okay.
Well, for some reason, certain rooms in the Contemporary and next door at Bay Lake, you can't book unless you ring the American number. So if you wanted a particular room with a particular view, you can't get it unless you ring directly.
Yeah, that's strange.
Don't know why.
Yeah. I hadn't heard that. Yeah, but it's a nice resort. I never stayed there, but I've eaten there, and I like the look of it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I kind of, I think because it's the original, you want to say you stayed there for that reason. But you know, I think you have to weigh up the cost of things, and you know, for the same money, could you probably get a nicer resort? A less tired result, yeah. But not on the monorail, not as close. So, you know, definitely swings and roundabouts. And yeah, so that's the 3 results tonight. Now, guys, if you know, talking about results and stuff like that is something you do when you're looking to I'd say plan a trip.
Or even go on a magical journey.
What could you possibly mean?
Well, if you were planning to go to Walt Disney World, do you know anybody we could talk to?
I don't know. There's probably a few people. I mean, I can see Craig has definitely spoken to somebody.
Well, yeah.
But I don't know who Craig's spoken to.
Wendy, maybe? Wendy Prater at Magical Journeys?
Oh, Wendy, of course.
Could she be the one?
She could well be the one. I don't know if she was the one. I've got to do that as a disclaimer. I don't know who Craig's been speaking to. But he should be speaking to Wendy, of course.
Now, she is a specialist authorised Disney travel agent. So if you want to go to Disney or Disney Cruise, then she is definitely the person to talk to. No, I can't read it. It's too small.
It's so seamless. Like
Can't zoom the freaking thing.
No, you can't zoom that thing. And what's great is that nobody, for a second, during that whole thing, we didn't rehearse.
Tell that.
No one would have told that, and no one could have told you were actually reading anything off a script. The script, which of course I'm sure can be found at wpmagicjourneys.com.
That's the one.
Or on Twitter and that's the @sign, not AT. If you do AT, you're not going to get it. @sign WP Magic Journeys. And you can speak to Wendy.
And should I tell Wendy that I heard about her on Dis After Dark?
Oh, you bloody well should, because she'll give you a discount.
How much?
$25 shiny dollars.
That's a bargain. So how much did Craig get off then? Was that $25 a person when he booked that 2019 trip?
Well,
that's a lot of money he got off. That's a bargain.
That is. Let's not say that, because if people expect Wendy to do that for everybody, if that's even what happened, then she could be asking for trouble.
Yeah, I think it might just be $25 in total. It's a good deal.
I think it probably is, but it still is. It still is. Plus, you get the amazing rates that Wendy has access to. So go and give Wendy a visit and tell him who sent you. Or we'll send the boys round. I guess. I don't know. Well, the Mitchell brothers are back, aren't they? So, I don't watch EastEnders, but someone told me that.
Don't even know who they are.
Well, you look like two of them.
I don't know who the Mitchell brothers are.
Anyway, we've got really off topic. So, that's the three. So, I'm guessing we're going to open up a voting poll for the three results.
Already done.
Oh, look at that. So on the ball.
What do we think?
It's like watching
just like Leicester FC.
I don't want to talk about Leicester FC too much, just because, obviously we know Adam listens to this podcast religiously, because when he's not too busy making his own podcast, he's listening to Europe's best, biggest. But being from Leicester, is he from Leicester?
Yeah.
Oh, he lives there.
There he
Does
is.
he live there?
Yeah.
Okay. Making a lot of assumptions tonight. But anyway, he was a Leicester fan before it was cool to be a Leicester fan. And,
it was never cool to be a Leicester fan, it still isn't.
What do you call a Latin woman who supports the Foxes? Gloria Leicester fan. Thank you very much.
And on that note...
What do you mean on that note?
Listen, if somebody did want to vote...
Days.
You remember this thing we're doing? This sort of, this... If somebody did want to vote on that thing that we just did, where would they find that poll?
That poll?
The place where you vote.
The clown pool.
Well, of course, that's on our Facebook page, which is www.facebook.com/Dis After Dark. I might even post it in our kind of sister group page on Facebook, which is, of course, Disney Nutopia, which I hope you come and join in the fun. Because we don't really swear, but we are allowed to say things about Disney that other Facebook groups will chuck you out for, such as, I didn't really like that. Because apparently that offends people, because you've got an opinion about something. Jesus Christ. If you've got an opinion about Jesus Christ, not really the group for that. But, I'm sure there's some groups you can go to.
I'm sure he follows the page, though.
Jesus, he's all around us. So, he's obviously looking at everything. But 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 Leicester, that was good. I mean, you don't have to be a sports fan to know. I mean, it was the cool runnings of football, wasn't it? And I don't mean,
The Eddie the Eagle.
It was for Jamaicans playing in the snow. That's not it at all. I just mean in terms of achievement. Somebody put it, and this is only going to apply to certain people understand this, but they said trying to explain Leicester winning the league was a bit like explaining that Gemma Collins from The Only Way is Essex won the London Marathon. Google her, and you'll understand.
Did she?
No, because she'd probably be about 5,000 to 1 to win that as well.
Okay.
I just don't think she's going to beat Mo Farah on that one. But no, I mean, as a West Ham fan, very pleased to see Leicester win the league. Not just because obviously it meant Tottenham didn't, but just because it's the kind of fairy tale I can only hope I see in my lifetime happen to my club. So
I can see Disney making a live action movie of it.
Well, no, apparently, it's absolutely true that they're trying to sell the rights to it.
Yeah, I think they already have.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I think it was something to do with Jamie Vardy, isn't it? It's his
No,
life
no,
story.
you're getting confused with the film remake of Steptoe and Son. Harold! That's what he looks like. You can't, there's nothing you can do about that. I mean, Google that as well, America. Well, actually, they did an American version of Steptoe and Son, didn't they?
Did they?
Yeah. Oh God, what was it called? Red Fox was in it. That was his name. Not the character from Robin Hood's Disney cartoon. It wasn't Manford and Son. It's gonna bug me now. I would search for it, but it means like multitasking, and we don't do that on this podcast. Anyway, there was a very popular American version of Steptoe and Son. Yeah, there you go. It's fat fans. Anyway, we've got off topic. We've got 3.
So are we voting? What are we voting on? That's a good
way of doing it. Well, we've got to vote from those 3, haven't we? So, we've got the Wilderness Lodge, we have got the BoardWalk Villas, and we have the Contemporary.
Yeah.
All Disney's, by the way. No one else's. Go on, Paul. I can't even do that, can I? I can't turn around and say, go on, Paul. Because
but you'll get 2 people speaking at the same time again.
Get 3. Oh no,
or nobody.
Yeah. Or somebody on mute. Yeah, that's right. So
I'm gonna go Wilderness Lodge. There we go.
Good stuff.
I'll throw my
Thank you, Mr. D.
Hat in the ring.
Okie dokie. Other Paul.
I'm gonna go Wilderness Lodge as well.
Ooh,
top man.
Mr. Ripley.
I'm gonna go BoardWalk Villas.
There's no bad choice here.
Well, there is.
It's just personal preference.
No. Well, yeah, I suppose so. Which is why I'm going BoardWalk Villas as well.
Yeah.
Poor Contemporary. It's just that out of those, you've got to do it out of those 3. And I think out of those 3, that's the one that I prefer. So yeah. So there you go. Early indications, but it's not up to just ourselves. It is up to you as well, dear listener. So thank you very much for joining. Please remember to go and vote on our Facebook page. And we'll be back here next week with another regular show.
Yeah.
I think we may have a guest. No, I think we definitely do have a guest, actually.
Yeah, Craig's arranged something.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah. But, in between now and then, go and vote. And we'll see you in a week's time.
Yeah. And if you're feeling particularly energetic, leave us a review on iTunes.
Please do. Yeah, we haven't had it. Well, I don't know. I've not checked for a while, but I know we hadn't had any new ones for a while. So yeah, please do. And also, if you don't do this already, please subscribe, because I do know that certain people just download it as and when, and obviously they're used to us having 2 shows a month, and we've kind of gone weekly because I don't know, crazy. I think that's the only reason why we've done it. We're completely nuts. So you may not get the new feeds, the new shows as they drop. So subscribe. If you already subscribe, just unsubscribe and then resubscribe, just to see what happens.
Does that help?
Don't know. I've got no idea, but it certainly can't hinder.
That's true.
I don't think you get penalised for people unsubscribing. So please do that. And we'll see you soon.
Yeah. Have a good week.
See you next week.
Cheery bye.
Cheery bye.